What is up, YouTube? Today is quad day and I'm heading over to Planet Fitness to go train in just a few minutes. I already drank all my pre-workout and I am ready to frickin' go. The time is about 11 o'clock right now and I am a bit tired, but I'm trying to lean off of my caffeine consumption because I feel like my tolerance is a bit too high right now. And I've only been trying to use like stimulated pre-workouts on days that I feel like are absolutely necessary for me. But with all that being said, even no matter what time it is, you really just got to get your ass in the gym, whether you're tired or you're not tired. The past couple of weeks I've been working out a bit late and it's been kind of a pain in the ass. I've just been really, really busy, but you still got to find time to get into the gym. You still got to find time to meal prep, get all the meals in because, it's easy to just kind of fold and say, oh, I'm not going to do it. But the more and more you do that, the more and more you're just going to be delaying your progress. And the more and more you're just going to be hindering your progress. So if it means you have to wake up a half hour earlier to prepare for the day, absolutely do that. Motivation is great. If you're motivated 100% of the time, that's awesome. But it is impossible to be motivated 100% of the time. Motivation comes and goes. It's not going to be there it's again not going to be there all the time. So when it is there, it's great. It makes things go by a lot easier. But that's when dedication really comes into the play. Because whether you're motivated or not, if you're dedicated enough, you're going to get your shit done. So that's a big thing I try to preach to everybody, is just to work on becoming more dedicated rather than motivated, because that dedication is going to really stick and last. Like you may want to skip the gym, you may want to cheat on your diet, but you got to keep in mind that your goal should be your biggest want. Short term, you might think like, oh, eating this burger is going to taste so good right now, but in the long term, it's just going to affect that big want, which is the main goal, which is for you to maybe be absolutely shredded, or if you want to get bigger, you're not going to get bigger without going to the gym or eating a lot of food. So if you're really trying to get as much food down as possible and you want to skip a meal, that's not really fueling or really adding to that big want, which is your main goal. So that's a big thing I try to keep in mind and keep reminding myself, is that, all these little minor wants along the way. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could have a cheat meal here and there, but you got to remember that goal that you said to yourself back when you just started lifting or whenever, that's your biggest want. So you got to keep that in mind. But with all that being said, I'm headed over to go train some quads now. I'm probably going to start off with just 10 minutes on the treadmill, warm up my whole body, because it is 40 degrees outside right now, and that is pretty darn cold. I really don't like working out when I'm cold. Everything just feels stiff, and it just doesn't feel that good. But, yeah, after the treadmill, probably do some leg extensions, pump my quads up a bit, then do my 2 sets of squats, again with that progressive overload. If you haven't watched my last quad day video, I'm doing a bit of a progressive overload on squats. Just trying to work it up from the ground up. Basically, I started with some pretty light weight, just a plate on each side. Last week I did a plate and a 5. This week's going to be a plate and the 10 for 2 sets of 20. And then I'm probably going to finish off with some leg extensions again. In my opinion, simple works. Those 2 movements are phenomenal for me, and they have been absolutely killing my quads week after week. I'm not hitting any hamstrings today. I am starting to do hamstrings with back in the upcoming week. The split's going to change a little bit. So instead of just doing legs all together, like quads and hamstrings and calves, it's just going to be quads and calves together, and then back and hamstrings are going to go together. So I'm going to kind of lean off some rack pulls. If you've been watching my back day videos, I've been doing rack pulls for the past couple months. I'm going to kind of lean off of them for a bit, and then start some conventional deadlifts. So that's going to be pretty damn fun to do, and I'm very excited for that. But with all that being said, I need to get my ass over to the gym because it just keeps getting later and later. But I'll see you all in there for the first work set of quads. Peace out. All right, what's going on, everybody? So I'm starting off my quad workout with some leg extensions right here. And I absolutely love starting out quads with leg extensions. I feel like when I start with them, I get a really, really good pump right off the bat, and I almost pre-exhaust my quads. I get them nice and full, nice and pumped, and then any sort of compound like a leg press or a squat after just feels so much better. And you might be wondering to yourself, aren't you going to be weaker on those presses now after doing a bunch of leg extensions? And the answer is yes, but the end result and the mind muscle connection I get on squats is a lot greater after leg extensions. If I were to just start with a heavy press like squats or leg press, yes, my strength would be a lot higher and I'd be able to push more weight, but the overall pump and the mind muscle connection on my quads would not be as good. Being that I have a little bit of a pump, my quads feel more activated going into a heavy squat or any sort of press after leg extensions. But finishing up over there, now moving over into my Smith machine squats. If you've missed the past couple of quad day videos, you wouldn't know that I'm doing a bit of a progressive overload on squats right now. About 3 weeks ago, I started off with just one plate on each side, just going for 2 sets of 20. Last week, I did a plate and a 5, and now this week, I'm up to a plate and a 10. Weight is still feeling pretty light. It's still feeling really, really good. I'm still staying within the 20 rep range. And the reason for my progressive overload is because I feel like my squat was so subpar to all my other lifts. And I feel like I almost just needed to start from scratch with it. I needed to just start with lighter weight, build a great foundation. And another reason why I wanted to do a bit of a progressive overload on squats is because I feel like my depth was never great. So starting with some lighter weight, just focusing on going a little bit deeper, going high reps to really just open up my hips, get a little bit more ankle flexibility, just getting everything kind of put in the right spot just seems like it's been working for me. And every week after week, I'm feeling more mobile and I'm feeling even a little bit stronger too. I mean, I haven't increased the weight too much, but everything's been going pretty good. And I'm excited to see what next week holds for the progressive overload on squats. But after squats, I'm moving back over into leg extensions. Just another great way to finish up the quad workout. I'm just doing some nice slow and controlled reps here. Just a little bit lighter than what I started with. Again, I'm really just trying to prioritize getting that good squeeze at the top. Typically, I'd like to do a leg press with this, but the leg press at Planet Fitness, I'm not a huge fan of. But next week, I'm just going to suck it up and do it anyway. I just feel like only one press was a little bit lacking in this leg workout. But next week, I will definitely I will be definitely doing another press. But I hope you all enjoyed. Unfortunately, there was no post-workout talk today, and I'm sorry you're staring at a black screen. But I will see you all tomorrow for chest and biceps. Peace out, guys.